I think it's time for a little bit of controversy. Well, a review of a controversial book anyway. My name is James, and this is Rotten Reads. Playground Childhood Divorce by Aron Beauregard is the follow-up prequel to the original Playground set in 1993. Geraldine Borden hates children with a passion because she wasn't able to have any of her own, so much so that she takes pleasure in torturing them and watching them die painful and creative deaths. With the assistance of former Nazi scientist Fuchs, she creates the prototype for a playground that will let her live out her sinister desires. Child of Divorce addresses some of the critiques that I had regarding the first one, primarily with the plot. It was entertaining, but I just didn't connect or sympathize with any of the characters. The children were super annoying, so I found most of that book pretty hilarious. Child of Divorce, on the other hand, hits differently. Playground was more about Geraldine and Rock, whereas Child of Divorce was more about the children themselves. The kids in this book felt like they could have been my friends or even me. It wasn't just all the references to things I loved in the 90s, but also the kids were written with soul. The way we're introduced to each one of them allowed me to kind of build a connection that I was missing from Playground. Even Taylor and Jasmine, who were these asshole bullies, had depth that had me like questioning why they were the way they were. And I just really want to know more about them. The book's structure is another area where I felt was improved over Playground. In my mind, Playground was written in two distinct parts, where part one was all about Geraldine and Rock, and then part two was all about the playground itself. Child of Divorce was more cohesive in weaving the introduction to children, bringing them in, and the events that unfolded from there. It just had a really good flow. Even the memories Geraldine had of her mother were placed in such a way where they just fit right in. As for the gore and depravity, the death scenes were fun and pretty gruesome, which is definitely on par with an Aron Beauregard story. And if somehow your mind can't create an image from the gory detail, there are 18 illustrations to help you paint that picture. My favorite death scene is probably the Super Soaker. That one was pretty gruesome. Now, I don't think Child of Divorce has a page 40 like the first book had, but page 52 was kind of gross, but the original page 40 is going to be a tough one to beat. The real nastiness came with the games themselves. Now, initially you might expect them to be more savage and diabolical, but because this is a prototype Playground, Beauregard made sure to kind of simplify them. Like, I hate it when in prequels the technology looks more advanced than the original. I'm looking at you, Prometheus. There is, however, the exception of Mildred, which seemed pretty advanced for the time period. That's when I activate suspension of disbelief. Now, the only real complaint I have is that I feel some of the games could have been cheesed. For example, the Skip It. I'm pretty sure them kids could have found a way around that to kind of cheat that one, but that's just me. Overall, I really enjoyed Child of Divorce. It's an excellent sequel and a great example of Beauregard's evolution as a writer. And since finishing Child of Divorce, I'm definitely going to revisit Playground and probably pick up the hardcover version to match this one. Speaking of which, the hardcover edition of Child of Divorce is absolutely fantastic. The artwork is amazing, and it includes some really cool goodies like a little pog. You get a keychain, some buttons, stickers, and I think I got a magnet with this one too. Yeah, and a magnet. So yeah, definitely worth picking up the hardcover version. Now, if you like this review, check out my other extreme horror and dark romance reviews over at rottenreads.blog. And until next time, stay rotten, y'all.